Syracuse now has Villari in the gun with Price to his right, two receivers on each side. Villari claps and looks back at the line, takes a snap, running up the middle, busts outside past the 35, down near the 30 for a first down. And it's hard to respond after just a horrible start to a half, but Syracuse doing a nice job here. They're at the Georgia Tech 31. Still down 21, 2 minutes into the third.
If that first drive wasn't must score, Charlie, this one certainly
is. Villari in the gun. He sends Braden Davis, the quarterback, from right to left. Two receivers stacked up on the left side. Allen to the left of Dan Villari. Takes the snap. It's a throw backwards to Davis. He's a quarterback who could throw it. Throwing down the left sideline. Trying to make a grab was LaQuinn Allen. It was nearly intercepted at the goal line by Clayton Powell-Lee. Went out of his breadbasket and falls harmlessly to the ground. Syracuse tried to get tricky and instead almost gave up the ball for the second time. There is a flag on the play, though. Allen had to come back to that ball, so you have to wonder if it's something in the area of a PI.
It's on Syracuse.
It is on Syracuse. The microphone for the rest was not working, but it is a 5-yard penalty.
Ineligible receiver downfield for Syracuse. Got caught up in their own trick play.
Lack of execution once again from the Cuse. Two receivers stacked up to the far side, two receivers to the near. Villari in the shotgun with Price to his right. Reed gives the snap. Villari screen pass outside the numbers. Allen, he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. It's Amari Harvey with the tackle at the knees. And that'll now bring up 2nd and 15. Georgia Tech leading 24-3, 3 minutes into the half. Jawan Price in the gun, empty set. Sends LaQuinn Allen from left to right, takes the snap, hands it off to Allen. Allen past the line of scrimmage, jets forward towards the 25. He gets around there, but that's still 4 yards short of a first down.
That's a big pickup, though, because you're back at 2nd and 15, and you turn it into 3rd and 4. Very manageable here for Cuse.
Very manageable. And even if you don't get it, I think you'd have to go for it anyways. So you can take this as a 2-down type of approach.
Well, they were going to run it anyways, right?
Sure, yeah. Villari, 5 yards behind the center. He has Allen to his right, two receivers on each side of the line of scrimmage. Villari sends a man in motion from left to right. It's Jones. So now it's trips to the near side, one receiver by himself on the far side. Running out of time, 2 seconds on the play clock. Villari gets the snap off, straight run up the middle. He's breaking out to the 15, dragging defenders to the 5, and finally taken down at the 3. That is grown man strength out of Dan Villari, and he gets the Syracuse orange to the 4-yard line.
Villari showed the physicality a week ago against Pittsburgh. Said he felt a little banged up, but he was going to recover. And once again, just bigger, stronger, not quite faster, but he'll just carry tacklers for a ride.
Syracuse attacking the right end zone, looking to find pay dirt for the first time today. 1st and goal from the 5. Villari in the shotgun as a running back to his right, two receivers, one on each side. Takes the snap, bounce to the outside. Villari stiff arms, flag on the field. Villari to the pylon, reaches out, gets in for the touchdown. But the back judge did throw a flag. We gotta wait to hear what that was. It's an illegal substitution on Georgia Tech. Dan Villari continues to carry the Syracuse offense. His first touchdown of the day, SU's first touchdown of the day, and it's a 15-point deficit 5 minutes into the third quarter. Syracuse emerges from the huddle with Fair, Wood, Rice, Woolley, and Burrows. NC State, it's Brooks, Rivers, Cox, Hayes, and River Baldwin. Fair inbounding from the near baseline, loops it over to Wood on the baseline. Dribble handoff back to Fair, right wing. She's got Brooks on her. Down the alley, pulls up for a jumper, misses it back iron. Fight for the rebound. It's to Madison Hayes. Hayes over to Rivers. As NC State goes from right to left. Rivers on the left wing, guarded by Woolley. Lobs it up to the top of the arc, Brooks. Over to Hayes, and swung to the right wing, Rivers. Bounces it to Baldwin, has it poked away, and Elena Rice ends up taking it for Syracuse over to Fair, who attacks the right basket. Bounces it backwards to Woolley, right wing, what a jumper. Missed it back iron. Rebounded by Baldwin. Under 4 minutes remaining in the second quarter, 2-point lead for SU. Brooks on the left wing, near the baseline, crossing over back to the wing. Top of the arc, Rivers finds the right wing, Cox. Right back to Rivers, who looks at her coach for some instructions. Crosses over on Woolley, down the right alley, and to the baseline. Has 5 on the shot clock, finds Baldwin in the paint, hook shot, off back iron, offside iron, and through the cup. River Baldwin is a problem, and Syracuse doesn't have an answer. It's a tie game. 3 minutes remain in the second quarter. Baseball pass, right wing, Elena Rice. Finds the top of the arc, Burrows, right back to Rice. Thinks about a three, instead gives it to Woolley at the top of the arc. Down the left alley, trying to back down Hayes in the paint. And navigating to the right wing. 3 on the shot clock, Fair, a deep 3. Misses it. Rebound out to Woolley on the right baseline. Fair gets it back at the NC State logo. Directing traffic, guarded by Brooks. Crosses over from left to right, kick out right wing, Rice a 3. Misses it. Almost missed everything, just barely grazed the rim. Fight for the ball under the rim. It's out of bounds, last touched by Syracuse, and the Orange haven't scored for nearly 4 minutes.
The Orange keep working on the outside. There's not a lot of opportunities in the low post for Syracuse in this second quarter. NC State doing a good job of pushing them out where they just aren't hitting their shots.
2.5 minutes remain. It's a 31-31 game. Brooks, right wing, Cox a 3. Missed it off the backboard. Rebounded by Rice. Attacking the left basket for the Orange. Woolley finds the right wing, Burrows. Kicks it to the top of the arc, Fair. Back to Burrows. Charges towards the free throw line, guarded by Cox. Spin around jumper, hangs on the rim, down and in. Sophie Burrows hadn't scored 10 plus in 13 straight games, did that against Pittsburgh, and now has 2 tonight. Zoe Brooks, right wing, into the paint, Euro step, floater, off the back iron, no good, rebounded by Rice. She's been a vacuum for the boards, coast to coast, left wing, rejected by Sanaya Rivers in the left hand. Oh, wow. An impressive stuff by Sanaya Rivers, who, as Elena Rice was coasting down the left alley, came from the right side of the baseline and just palmed it out of bounds.
And Charlie, in transition, a lot of times you'll look for a chase down block from behind. That wasn't a chase down. Like you said, she just shifted over to where Rice was. She got back on defense well and swatted it.
Syracuse up 2, 1:40 remains. Woolley on the inbound to the top of the arc. Rice has to jump to get it and hands a short pass to Fair. Burrows thinks about a screen, backs off. Fair with the left hand, now backing down. Brooks with the right. Crosses over to the right wing. 10 on the shot clock, dribbling in place. Behind the back dribble, gets her to the paint. Kick out Woolley at the top of the arc. She steps back and floats up a jumper. Front rim no good, rebounded by Baldwin. Rivers, they have 2-on-1 if they hurry. Euro step, up with the left hand. Got it, plus the foul. Sanaya Rivers with the Euro. It's a tie ball game, 33-33. A little over a minute remains in the second quarter, and the foul is on Georgia Woolley. That'll be the second foul of the day on Woolley, and the 5th on SU. Rivers' first free throw, rims in and out. River Baldwin the rebound, Rice pursues it, and it's a jump ball. It'll be Syracuse's ball. The possession arrow points their way with 1:10 left on the clock. Georgia Woolley takes her first seat of the day, Jesse.
Last year's game showed me exactly what name, image, and likeness can do. Because the year before that, we went down there, they kicked for a field goal in the very last play to beat us, and then 2 years before that, we went down there, we were kicking for a field goal to tie them when it got blocked. So it showed me how well, when you do it right, how quickly you can change a football team.
That's SU head coach Dino Babers in reference to Florida State. 5-7 and bowl ineligible just 2 seasons ago, and now contending for the college football playoff. Less than a year ago, Battle's End was launched as FSU's premier NIL collective. What exactly does that mean? Let's have former NFL executive Andrew Brandt explain.
It's donors, it's boosters getting together with their mutual collective funds and funding name, image, likeness so that they're not at a disadvantage to other schools doing the same thing. This is where we are in college sports right now. You have to have collectives.
In part due to deals brokered by the collective, FSU returned the most production of any Division I team. Look to the other side of today's matchup and you find a headman and a program yearning for that same support and retention.
Same old thing, depth is gone. Our depth is in the transfer portal. You know how many guys we lost, you know what schools they play at. There's schools like us, we're not going to have a lot of depth because it gets bought away.
Enter Orange United. Syracuse's biggest stab into the NIL game since the landscape began to shift. The collective is run by parent company Sunil and acts as a broker for both donations and brand activations. The group aims in part to make the process of signing Syracuse athletes to deals much easier. Executive board member and Falk College professor Dave Maloney feels this combination will keep them on top of the NIL game in Syracuse.
It is that central body now. A donor can do whatever a donor wants to do. I mean, a donor who might be a franchisee owner at Dunkin' Donuts can on their own go approach an athlete, but all those checks and balances and the time-consuming pieces are just tough when you have an organization that knows how to do this.
Even with clear goals to be the school's leading collective, the organization is not alone, and doesn't aim to be. Even amidst other groups with similar goals, Orange United steps on top because of its standing with the university.
Having the institution say, okay, this is our preferred collective is what has been needed. Here at Syracuse, we have Orange United, and then you still have athletes who care that still got a 501c3 that can supplement that, and I think that's the best of both worlds at this point.
The organization is focused on including traditional ways to get the school and its sports financial support, but Orange United truly becomes instrumental when it comes to the future of athletes currently on the Hill, according to General Manager Mark Hayes.
If you're a booster or an alumni that you want to donate to a certain program, and it doesn't have to be just football and basketball. If you have an affinity for cross country or women's ice hockey or the national championship soccer team, you can donate directly to those teams. The other is going to be the brand side. So this is where we're going to empower and educate our athletes to be able to create brands, give fans and companies access like never before. And for our athletes, it's going to give them an opportunity to build something they can take either to the pros, the next level, or if they're done playing, that they can take on into their careers moving forward.
A core part of that brand building is the third way for the Orange faithful to support its teams through Orange United, and that's with membership.
You might get a meet and greet, okay? You might get some access to exclusive content. You get a personalized newsletter on updates, things behind the scenes, right? Different levels, $10, $25, $50 a month. All of that money goes into a general pot and then gets dispersed to student athletes over time.
All of this requires a motivated alumni base willing to fund the ambitious project. This is something that the board at Orange United is not worried about.
Our alumni base is steep. So there's athletes that took it to the next level. There's students that either work in sports in the broadcasting booths or as executives. There's business people, and then there's also community ambassadors. So I think Syracuse University as a whole isn't just Central New York. This is a worldwide brand, and there's opportunities to connect and have these alumni really kind of support this program.
The collective was launched early last month and has already held paid meet and greets for multiple SU teams. Charlie Benami, WAER Sports.